pick and shovel in hand, dirt flying wild. Blood, sweat spilling, dreams of worth untold mile. Eyes fixed on them stones, a glint of gold fire burn. Clawing through the earth, tireless hearts won't return. Red dirt warriors chasing yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. For the families back home, hearts heavy with hope, through ragged dreams and rocky slopes. Mountains with my tales pass through the years. Every grain of sand soaked with dreams and fears. Grit and grim and forging fortune from the rock. Echoes of their struggle ticking like a clock. Red dirt warriors chasing yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. For the families back home, hearts heavy with hope, through ragged dreams and rocky slopes. Whisper in the cold, weary eyes still hunt for that elusive gold. Prayers sent skyward under the star. Red dirt nation driving, digging far. Red dirt warriors chasing yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. For the families back home, hearts heavy with hope, through ragged dreams and rocky slopes. Red dirt warriors chasing yellow gleam in the sun. Battered and bleeding, but we won't be done. We won't be for the families back home, hearts heavy.
There you go. Welcome everybody. Red Dirt Nation live on Monday. Stacy's frozen with his hand up in the air. There we go.
Hey everybody.
We got
No,
the new.
I glitched.
You did glitch. We've got the new El Presidente, Nick of his Gold Club.
Yo!
There you
Oh,
go.
hell!
Oh, hail President Nicholas. There you go.
Oh, hell, Nicholas!
We'll tell the Peter too. It was a great day.
We got our co-host backstage, Mr. Prairie Prospect, and there he is.
What's up, bud?
Hey
How
Kelly.
you doing? Everyone had a good week?
Yep, so
Good
far.
Weekend. Good
Doing
Yeah.
good, thank you.
No. Mr. Reg Lab is backstage. He's managing the chats. He's not feeling the best today, but we appreciate him doing that backstage
Oh, yeah.
work.
Sure do.
Our special guests today are from Frozen Gold, the AU twins, Kimberly and Tiffany. Let's bring them up and say hey.
Hey,
There's Tiffany. I got it
there
wrong.
we go.
There's
And there's
Kimberly.
Kimberly.
There we go.
How's it going, ladies?
Hello.
Hi.
Here, let's.
Thanks for coming.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
It's great to have
Oh,
you.
yeah.
We'll put you up beside El Presidente.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thanks for joining us, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
We want to hear all about your adventures in Greenland and your gold mining experience. So
Yay.
All right.
we're gonna have questions from chat, questions from us. Kelly, you want to start it off?
Sure. What inspired you girls to pursue gold mining professionally?
Well, I'll have to say myself, it was my sister. So I'll let her tell you how she got me into it.
This is like probably one of the wildest stories you'll hear. Like Tiffany and I back in the day, we were really into like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, right? So we had heard that the West Coast was going to be like hit with a tsunami and that we were going to be like, we were going to die. So we decided to get an RV, right? We're like, well, we could just get an RV and go to Oregon. And if we hit Oregon, we'll be all right. My sister had my niece. My sister just had my niece who was, baby, and she had her son, and then I had my daughter. And we're like, well, we'll just take him to Oregon. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and we'll just, we'll have a good vacation with the kiddos, and we'll be safe. But if it happens, then we're alive.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, we're gonna go. So we go, and obviously we're live, so none of that happened. But we found an Oregon sunstone and obsidian, and I had no idea about mining. None. We had no. We just knew they were pretty. Where I was like, this doesn't look normal, right? So there's this place called Bayside. It's a Bay Savers pawn shop here in Sacramento. And he has that box that you put the stuff in, and it'll tell you exactly what it is, because so I called them up and I was like, yeah, so I just wanted to know what it was. I'm like, what is this? And I handed him the sunstone, and he put it in. He goes, oh, this is a sunstone. It's worth about $100 because it had like the schilts in it and really pretty. And I was like, what? You could find this on the ground? Like you could find money on the ground like that? Tiffany was not looking at You're like, what the heck? You can find money. We're like, let's go find some money, right?
There was a lot. We were like, there was a lot there. We just picked up a few. Like, really?
Yeah, we just thought it was neat, that we could actually find stuff like that. And we were in a band before, a pretty successful band in Sacramento. We won Sacramento Music Awards. We're in the Hall of Fame, and we got signed to do cinematic tunes, to do film and movie like scores and stuff like that. But with the touring and stuff, and us just having our kids and starting our family, we just decided that it's just kind of like slowed down. But when we found mining, it kind of like just drew that spark of like passion. Like we're like, oh, this is cool. And so we just dug. We just started digging, like literally reading geology, figuring out how to stake our own claims, how to like find gemstones, where the gemstones are, the host rocks, like everything, right? Just self-taught ourselves everything. And then so we got gemstones first. So that was our thing, gemstones and crystals and all that stuff. And we have had staked several claims. And then my friend was like, why don't you try, he's passed away now, but he was like, why don't you try gold? He's like an old timer gold miner. And I was like, oh, I've looked, but it's just so hard. Like, it's super freaking hard to find gold. Like, I was like, I looked here and I looked there and I didn't find nothing. So I'm like, it's too hard. That's the thing, right?
It's too hard.
He was like, girl, let me just show you. Let me show you how to look for. What to look for, the sign. I hung out with this old timer for like, his name is Sean, for like a week up in Yuba City. And we went to the Yuba gold fields and like all these places, and he was just teaching me how to find it. And I found my first gold, and I was hooked. I was like, okay, I like gold. Like, this is really cool.
As soon as you find that first flake,
yeah, it was like, wow. And I was so amazed at little fly poop. I was like, I want some more fly poop, like, that's what I wanted, like, I was so happy just to find some. And so got Tiff, and she lives really close to the Yuba Goldfields. And we just started, we bought a sluice first and was doing that. And then we had got into detecting and then just doing more research on where to find better gold and how to find better gold and what to look for, and, just the signs of the geology of it and everything. And then
Roaring Camp.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to tell them about Roaring Camp? I don't want to take the spotlight.
No, you're good. So we went to Roaring Camp, and they just like embraced us there. They, all the old timers were like, here, we can show you this, we can show you that. And they showed us a lot of information that we didn't know, because it was more hands-on there. And so we were only there for a few days, but we kept paying for more time and more time and more time. We ended up there for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
And,
we found our first nugget and cried. Like, we had worked from like till the sun came up till like the sun came down, and we were bringing buckets to I had a gold cube in trauma. We were bringing buckets to our gold cube in trauma to do the recirculating thing and stuff. And we just kept doing it, and Tiffany was like, why? She was crying and laughing at the same time. We're like, why are we doing this? We're like, I don't know. We just kept going. and we panned and we found our first nuggets and big like pickers, and oh my gosh, we just got so excited. We were like, this is it. This was it.
Yeah.
And then we started sharing our adventures, and
So then you made a transition. How did you get involved in Frozen Gold? What was that experience like?
Well, there was this girl named Celeste, and she has a girl digging site, and she kind of seen us post stuff about our gemstones and stuff or whatever, and then saw us getting into gold. And we didn't have a YouTube or anything. It was our own personal page, and just showing what we were doing. We didn't really, think about, TV shows or anything.
Yeah.
And she got approached and said, they asked her, do you know any women that are into betting? And she said, yeah, these twins just got into the game basically, and asked them, and they asked us, and we said, yeah, let's go.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Right on.
So, how much gold? What's the most gold you found in 1 year? Then, one season.
I don't know. We don't really sell our gold. And when we first started, we didn't weigh it. We just found our nuggets and kept them and pulled them out like, ooh, and then put it back. Like we didn't even like.
We didn't weigh anything. We just kept.
Yeah, I don't think we've weighed all our gold out yet. Like.
Wow.
I mean, we went dredging, on, and we've gotten, ounces, dredging and stuff like that. But, and we've sold that because but our nuggets and stuff that we keep all our nuggets. We just have yeah. So I don't know exactly how much. We just throw the nuggets to the side. Like we're going to keep those.
We recently just started weighing our stuff. We're like, well, how much is it? We don't know. Put it in the thing. Let's
yeah. It was we just love doing it. I think the adventure of it and finding it and being successful in finding it is that's just everything you go through to get there with my best friend, my sister, and it's just that's the drive for us, is just finding it, So I don't know, around about ballpark about 5 ounces probably. Just
nice.
That's cool though. Man, I'm finding 5 ounces today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you rather dredge or just dig a route and throw it in a sluice box?
Dude, we already dredging. I love dredging. I love it. We don't know. We do the where the water is not so high, and we get in there, we move stuff, and we get the bedrock and stuff like that. But we've never done dive dredging where we're diving and stuff. Most of the stuff that we've gotten has been on private property here in California. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And creeks, nothing, no major rivers where we're diving and using 6 inches or anything like that.
Deep, that's
So our next thing would definitely be, getting into diving, maybe getting a license in that or whatever, however you get into diving. But I love being in the river, sniping. We love sniping. That's floating in the river is so much fun. I prefer that because it doesn't get so hot here in California. So
being in nice cool water, next to the cool water, during the springtime, it's nice to go in the mountains and do detecting and stuff because it's not so hot and everything. But in the summertime, we prefer to be in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
We got Calca from Chile. We're going worldwide here.
Yay.
Oh.
So did Frozen Gold change your perspective on mining?
It taught us a lot.
Yeah, it did. It taught us a lot. It taught us we feel like in the beginning of the show, Tiffany and I were running 75 buckets a day. We'd wake up and prospect and have our different locations sectioned off in buckets. And they were following Ellie, which is the prospector around. Which is the geologist. They're following her around and, doing all that stuff. And my sister and I, we had already planned, no matter how the show goes, we're here for the gold, period. We didn't care. Film us, don't film us. We don't care. We were doing our thing. We had our plan. We knew that because we had a percentage of it. The more we found, the more we got, the more we got paid. And like I said, we both have families, so we wanted to bring home as much as we possibly could. So it taught us that if you're going to go on a reality show, it's about it's whatever they see the vision of it, you have to go with that regardless of your own agenda, like we had our agenda of it, of what we were going to go do and how it was going to play out. But we were there for almost 4 months. So with the personalities of each character in the show, it was an adventure. It was definitely crazy. It was crazy.
All right. Well, that kind of goes into my next question. If you knew now what you knew then, you know what I mean? The vice versa thing, what would you do different? Would you ask for, let's say, a bigger percentage, or would you, you know what I mean?
I would have asked more questions like, what is at the claim right now? Because they said they were going to have everything there ready, like set up. If whatever deposit that we found, it would be easy to access the equipment that we needed. So if it was hard rock or placer or whatever, it wouldn't be hard to get what we needed. But that was not the truth.
It was not the truth. Okay.
There's millions of dollars, in this one mine deposit, and they went bankrupt several times because how hard it is to get equipment there. So, that's the main thing. Like I would have asked more about what kind of equipment is actually going to be there for us, access to, that would have been.
Okay.
Interesting.
So
Would
mining
you still went?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a once in a lifetime experience. Like I never thought about going to Greenland. It wasn't like something where I'm like, one day I want to go to Greenland. Like I just never thought about going to Greenland.
Yeah.
It's just like something we never thought about. But it's a beautiful place. In the summertime, it was amazing. It was like the best day in California, like the best weather, the best, like in the summer, and Greenland is absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous. The people are amazing. They had us thinking that the people were going to be coming out in like, their Inuit outfits in an igloo or something. Like that's what that's what like, it's going to be really like that. We're going to have to like, hi, I'm Kim, and the whole thing is like, it wasn't like that. Like literally when we got there, the worker that was the Inuit that was in there, he was in an excavator, and he jumped out and he had an NWA shirt on, and he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Okay, all right, well, he's just, he looks like a guy from California, like, like cool." It was really cool.
NWA shirt. Oh.
He did. He did. But it was really cool. Everybody ended up being really amazing. Like especially the people who live there were like,
so anyway.
Well, I was gonna say, what was the biggest like hurdle with the people at Greenland? Did they not like you, or just like embraced you, or?
I would feel more embraced than anything. Our dad is Native American and Spanish, so we have that kind of tribal connection, I guess you could say, with the Inuit people, and they just felt like family to us. I mean, like the cook and like the people that were there, they were really easy to talk to and stuff. The first time with a lot of people from Europe, and they're a little different than us, more different than the Inuit people, I would have.
Yeah. Yes.
We cursed at all, like, "Oh, clutch the pearls! Oh my God! Like, you can't believe you're cursing!" Like,
Yeah, Travis is what you're what Fifth Nation or
First Nations.
First Nation? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm part Mohawk in Canada, so
okay, awesome.
yeah, Métis. So I want to jump into some juicy stuff. what was the dynamic like with your other cast members?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Christian
Well-
is very hardworking, and I felt bad for him actually, because he was supposed to be a fellow prospector. They had him building tents and building all types of things. Like he was a contractor or something. And I was like, that he's not supposed to. Is he supposed to be doing that? Like they really worked him. Like I felt like he should have been paid more. Like that's how much work he did within the camp. I don't know how to do that stuff. I've never built a house before or nothing, so I don't know how to do that. I felt like he should have been paid twice as much as what I've got paid. So
Yeah, because every episode he was building something or operating or fixing something, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
it's
And-
absolutely
Just a
terrible.
prospect there, yeah.
I
Wow.
mean, he didn't get to prospect for like 2 weeks. We felt really bad. I was like, dang, can he come out? And then the
Wow.
day they let him out, they stick Ellie with him. And then Ellie and him went to go out for the first time, and he puts the sediment in her pan because he got it. That nugget was his. It wasn't hers, and she claimed it. It was just a bunch of mess.
Right.
And then when he wanted it, because he had promised the first gold he found to his daughter, because it was his birthday, like it was her birthday, and he was like, okay, filming's over. Can I get that little piece of gold so I can give it to my daughter for her birthday? She was like, no, it was in my pan, so it's mine. And he was like, yeah, but he's the one who got it. He
He
found
got
it,
the
put it in
signal.
her pan, and put some in his pan, and it happened to be in her pan. His target was in her pan, but he just was being nice. Like, here, you pan this, I'll pan this. But it was his target. It was his gold, and she was like, it was in my pan, and so she claimed it.
Yeah.
And at the end, when we were supposed to all give the gold to the owner of the mine, so we all did. We gave the gold to the owner, and we were like, "Where's that piece at?" She goes, "Oh, I threw it back in the river. There's too much,
There
Yeah.
was too much trouble with it.
There's too
oh,
much."
wow.
I just threw it back. We were like, are
So
you
instead of giving it to Christian,
Oh.
so Christian could give it to her daughter, you threw it back in the river. Yeah. Needless to say, we did not get along with Ellie at all. She just
I was so excited. I was like, oh, a female geologist. Yay. I could learn from her, get some tips from her. I was like, yay, that's great. And she got there and she was just so stuck up and didn't talk to us. She made
So
us.
you're saying Ellie was a real hard person to work with?
She
Yes.
was, unfortunately. Like,
it was all about her regardless of what
like,
anybody
we were
was
just
doing.
beneath her, and she would only talk to us through Ray, and and it was like, why? I'm interested too with what's going on, just
Right.
it was sad. I was sad about it.
So with that ruby that she supposedly had made for everybody at the end of the season, was that all just BS then, or was that something she actually did?
Yes, it was. Yes, the production company was like, "You're not coming off good, so you need to do something."
Well, she didn't give us those rubies. They put it. Yeah. They paid for the rubies and they gave them to her.
They were like,
to
"This is a good
give
idea."
to us to make amends with us because she wasn't working. She wasn't doing. I mean, we all helped with a lot of different things, putting the sluice together, getting some of the tents up. We all freaking helped, but she would not help. She'd be in her little corner, and she would be taking selfies, and she wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah,
He wasn't lost in our gold camp. Look.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
We've been lectured for
It
not
was
taking
like, we
enough
got-
pictures and videos.
Yeah,
More
exactly.
done.
Like I forget. I put my phone down and we're like, how many
When
pictures
she
did
was
you get from this
gone than we did while she was there.
Yeah,
Wow.
she did
So-
it. She did it. And yeah, it was pretty sad
I don't know.
for me. Because, like I said, I was looking
And I'm-
forward to learning and
That's
So how
unfortunate.
long was like a normal day filming? Was it like 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours?
There's a cast member right there. Mr. Ray Rusaw's in chat.
Hey, Ray.
There you go.
It was all day, like from 8 o'clock in the morning till sun up to sundown. Basically, like the latest would be 8 o'clock that we're out trying to figure out what's going on for the day, And then some weekends we got off. We may got one or 2 days off. Maybe if you're lucky, you got 2 days off. But yeah, they worked us pretty hard as far as filming goes. Yeah, they worked us pretty hard.
So what was the most extreme condition that you faced while filming?
The threat of storms. I would have to say, like, the threat of storms. Every time there was a storm, oh my God, it's going to be the worst thing ever. And then thank God they weren't that bad. But just the scare of it all was, yeah. That was, and then the one when we were all at, and I don't know what episode it was, but when we were all on the island and they had to go during like a massive storm or something like that was heading our way, that was probably the scariest because I wasn't going on no tiny boat. I'm not Gilligan. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? Not trying to do that. Yeah, we stayed, but they went.
So was it just the storm, just the the rain, the hail, that kind of stuff, or was it like the lightning or whatever?
Well,
that was scary.
It wasn't. Nothing actually happened that was that terrible. Besides that last one when everybody was on the boat trying to get that one was pretty scary. But I think that. We had storms heading our way that were pretty bad. And there's been storms there from the camp before when they said that they set up the camp. The storm basically ruined the camp. When it actually hits, it's terrible. So it's the threat of the storm, but thank God that it like veered. It didn't come our way. It just didn't. But the threat of it always scared me because of the stories that I heard how bad they can be when they do hit the claim.
Did you ever run into any lightning storms that were like, you know what I mean?
Connected to the.
Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad.
Nothing like, like on top of Mount Antero, you know what I mean, where the lightning comes down and.
No.
Okay.
So how about the boat rides from Nook?
Pardon?
How about the boat rides to your claim, or to where you guys were working?
The boat ride was fine. The boat ride was fine. I don't get sick unless I'm sitting for too long, like doing this for too long. If the boat is going, I'm okay. So it wasn't bad. I didn't think it was bad.
Okay.
But is that not the main mode of transportation in Greenland? Is by boat?
Yeah, there wasn't any cars on the thing. There was like maybe one, or I didn't see it personally. Kim, did you see any cars on that Aloisupra? I didn't see any cars there. So the only time we saw cars was on the main.
That's in the Sorsack.
In the Sorsack, yeah. But other than that, yeah, all boats. Yeah.
So how would you guys get equipment to where you're working then?
Barges.
Was it all by boat?
Yeah, barges. Like you'd have to get a barge and bring it over.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that and the thing when equipment breaks down, it takes like a month for you to just part. And the Apex mine out there, they still have to pay their employees, and they're at a halt. So that's why that mine went bankrupt so many times because it's so hard to get the equipment. Yeah.
So scaling up after finding a deposit is pretty tricky there, it sounds like.
It is. It really is. It is. I mean, for someone, for such a big deposit at the Apex mine, and for it to go bankrupt, so many, not because of the gold, but because of the process of getting it and stuff breaking down, and people, you have to stay there for like 9 months out of the year, and there's, they're at these camps, and it can get pretty difficult, I'm sure. So Yeah.
I can't even hear what's going on.
Now, if you
So-
ladies were given the
We could turn
opportunity
that
to go
off,
back
maybe
to
that's the
Greenland,
one.
would you
Are
go
you
back?
sure?
Yeah, I would go back. I
Yeah.
would go back because of the people, and I know more now, about the deposit and how it is there, and what we would need, you know, to be out there. Now that I know, it's like going prospecting to a place and realizing, oh, I forgot what I needed. There's different deposits and different things that you need to grab, get whatever type of gold you got going on. So, I would know now what to do.
Right.
So, what was your favorite thing finding in Greenland? The gold, or I've seen the other ice cold gold with rubies and that kind of stuff. What would the gold or the rubies or that
For
kind of
me,
stuff?
always the gold. The gold. The gold. I want the gold.
You're like me, yeah.
the gold.
Gold rules. Everything else just rolls out of the sluice box.
Yeah, exactly. If I happen to catch it, cool. But the gold stand, I'm happy with. Yeah. So gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Milwaukee Mats, does anyone know anything about the
Sorry, I had to
interior of
reconnect.
the-
I just
It's all good. Or is it still under ice? I still think the interior of Greenland is under a sheet of ice still,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Um,
I think
Oh, yeah.
80% of that continent is still under ice. So
It was a trip out there. It looked like the scenery was like, I don't know if you guys play video games or whatever, but when you get on the end of a video game, it just was copy and pasted because somebody was lazy or something, that's what it looked like. It was just all bedrock, no trees, just bushes, and that's it. And just rock everywhere. So
yeah.
it's interesting. The geology is weird.
Okay.
I would love to go there for the geology.
That's cool though. I mean, why not go? If you get an opportunity to go somewhere and do something, I mean, why not? I'm not rich, so I can't just get up and go places and do what, so if you're offering to pay for me to go somewhere and look for gold, I'm gonna go.
Right?
The reality show. I'm gonna go. Thank you for the ride. I hope I find some gold, That's where I'm
Yeah.
at with it,
Well, here's the next question. Do you think if someone had like a dredge and put it offshore like they do in Alaska, do you think that would work, or is it too steep and too deep?
I think anything's possible. I think anything's possible. Of course, in the rivers the streams out there are really cold. So, just make sure you got your warm water and everything. I think you'd be okay. And probably the most gold is probably, down in the middle of the river with the fjord, right in the stream right there. Yeah, of course. Because it's the deepest. Yeah, I would at least try.
That might be the new gold rush,
Yeah, I mean, hey, I didn't go down there, but I would say why not? There's gold there. We know there's gold there,
This makes me wonder if there's been enough glacier activity though for that to happen. Because if you go up to a place like Nome, there's been thousands of years of glacier activity to push that gold out to the sea, right? So I just don't know, right? That's where my head goes. Anyways.
There is a lot more gold upward. So yeah, I would agree with that statement. Yeah.
Yeah. As
So
I know
you
Stacey
really
wants to
seem
drink
to-
now.
You seem to really love your gold, but during your off time and your downtime, do you ever go look for anything besides gold? Since you got your start in gems and all.
Yes, if it's out there, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll go. If I'm in an area or whatever, I'll keep my eye out for crystals and gems. My daughter loves crystals. So yeah, of course. Why not? If it's there, I'm gonna pick it up, along the way. But my focus is always on the gold, But the California gemstone, the Bonita White, that's what we had a claim, and that's like $3,000 a carat. So, it's worth picking up,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. I get it. I'm a big rock hound. I just was curious if you liked anything in particular.
Yeah. Nick is our biggest rock hound guy. He
Yeah, of
Seems
course.
like Euro
Well, I do
six.
and
gold
then
ruby,
and then
but
Nick over here has got a bunch on I mean, Travis has a bunch of amulite and
Okay.
that's so much beautiful stuff on
Yeah.
Amulite, I don't think I've heard of that. Is it bicolor or tricolor or is it?
Yeah, it's like a rainbow of colors. It's like a fossilized shell. I think Nick's got some, but you can
It's-
only find it in
Shells.
southern Alberta, and that's where I live, is in southern Alberta, Canada. So,
it's kind of like the inside of an abalone, but on the outside of a fossil.
Oh,
I
kind of
don't have a piece
petrified.
of
Real like a
that.
snail. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
kind
oh,
of
okay.
like a stain. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those are pretty. Yeah, why not? If you see it, I'm gonna pick it up. You
Really?
know,
Exactly.
why not?
100%.
But we didn't see that many rubies or anything while we were out there, and yeah, we were basically focusing on the gold. So
Nice.
Well, you had one
So-
person who particularly only focused on rubies, so you didn't really need to worry about it.
what's that? Was so like, what are you doing? First of all, you were supposed to
No,
go.
still messing up.
Hey, Kim.
Oh, you're fine.
So,
She's back.
so we were supposed to
The
go.
internet already.
She was supposed to go.
It's just, I don't know, it just keeps breaking up.
So yeah, Ellie was supposed to go to the ruby mine to talk to him about, maybe that if we don't have any success here, going there and mining for him. Not how
See you
many
later, Ray.
can she bring back to us. We didn't care about that. I don't care how many. You're supposed to say, hey, okay, look, we can find a deposit. Here it is. Let's try to maybe get it. Not, oh, how many can I bring home? How many? I would have threw the ruby at her. Like, where's my job? I wanted a job. Where's my job? You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
wanted, like,
You wanted to go mine them, not have them brought back to you.
yeah, I want to go work there and find them and
Wow.
that stuff. Not how many can you bring back to me. That was, to me, that was the whole purpose why she went. She was supposed to maybe negotiate us mining there if the gold. At least that's what I thought. Like, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Bummer.
But, yeah.
Bummer.
So
You
Joe
guys
has a
work-
question here. It's a little bit
Go ahead.
better for your sister Kimberly, but she wants to know if you're working on any claims today in California.
Yes. My sister and I, more my sister, she buys and sells claims. But, the claims that we buy and sell, we make sure that there's gold on, or we're not going to sell it, or that's just ridiculous. So we love
Right.
karma. We love good karma. So, that's what she does. But yeah, we do have one claim that we really, really, really want to work on. If we don't go, or we might go this summer, then we'll probably work on that claim a little more. We also want to get the kids involved too,
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah. Finding claims is fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Long live Spider Mine.
That's right.
Have you guys seen any of the Spider Mine videos?
No.
We haven't put too many of them out. I found a claim up the hill from where we usually do a little bit of mining, load and placer deposits all over the place.
That sounds nice.
But one of the holes is filled with spiders, so we call it Spider Mine.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Daddy
the
long legs,
spiders.
It's nothing scary.
The
Oh.
spiders like
Creepy.
live on the top of the roof, and it's like hair that.
Oh, still though. I know, but
Oh yeah,
It's
They're
not
beautiful.
You're not into
That's fun
how long was an average day of filming when you guys were in Greenland?
sun up to sundown, basically. Like,
Oh.
I would say no later than 8 o'clock, and then they used as much daylight as they possibly could. Yeah,
Used
I
to be
definitely
used.
thought I should be paid more too, but we all should be paid more. It is what it is. I was trying to
Sounds like
find
it.
gold. That was supposed to be my pay, but
Right? Did those little ponds you guys are finding in that creek, did they actually pan out? Like when you were in Greenland, you guys were panning the. Remember those little potholes you guys found?
oh, those, yeah, actually, those are pretty good. It let us know that the gold was more in the moraine, where the all the grassy area, and as far as the gold that we can get now, I mean, of course, there's probably a lot in the river itself, but we noticed that I think because there was that big mountain there that it swooped around that mountain or something. Because the more further we got closer to that mountain, the bigger that it got. But they wouldn't allow us to mine up there because the vegetation is protected, and we had to do a whole nother thing about replanting if we did that. And so
Oh Jesus!
yeah, so we got stuck where we were.
Bummer.
And
So
yeah,
That just sucks.
that's another good question about Greenland. What was the rules and regulations that you guys kind of faced up there?
actually pretty good.
Was it pretty good?
For us, we didn't have a problem getting anything out on our way there. Kim, what was the thing that you found? The stone that glows that you found just messing around?
Uberlite?
Yeah. I mean, there's
Really?
light out there. Like it's everywhere. It's big boulders this big. Like it's everywhere, everywhere. And since we had the Bonita White claim, we had a special light made from way cool lights, right, Kim? What's up? I can't hear you.
Yeah, your audio is not working, Kim.
So
Good.
we had already those types of lights. So we're like, let's bring them. Why not? And I mean, I don't know if you saw. I'm pretty sure I posted it, but it was everywhere. It's like
Wait,
literally everywhere.
Wow.
We got a lot of that, and we've got to bring a lot of that home because
Oh,
we didn't get a lot of gold, but we got a lot of that. I got a whole suitcase full of that.
wait, what? That's
I'm like,
awesome.
why not? Shoot, why
You
not?
never know.
Yeah, and they didn't give us a problem taking it. So.
Huh. Did you
Matt
find
was
any of
about
that
to
weird
go to
green
bed.
gemstone they apparently have there?
The what?
They have some weird gemstone they call it Greenland stone.
No, I didn't know
Yeah,
about.
I guess some weird green gemstone, soft light shirt, but polish is nice.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
No,
wow. You never knew.
no.
Yeah, just been doing a little looking around lately.
Oh yeah.
Would you say the gold mining laws are stricter in California or Greenland?
California.
California.
I
California.
bet you they're stricter here in Montana than they are in Greenland.
I mean, I'm ready to we need to at least small time dredge. Can we at least 4 inch? Can we get a something? Can I get a little 2.5? Can I get something legally in the water out here? Something. I'm not trying to tear up the place that much, but
Dredging's a dying trade. It's not even a lot of places here that you do it.
yeah,
It's unfortunate.
It is because we're not hydro mining anything. We're just in there and making little spawning ponds for the fish. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Getting the mercury out and all the gunk.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
we are a part of AMRA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with AMRA or not. It's
No.
the American Mining Rights Association. My shirt right here. AMRA.
Oh, hey, cool.
Nice.
And the owner, he is a lawyer, and he has been fighting for miners for a very long time. So it is a great organization to be a part of, and they have claims that you can go to and stuff like that. And there was a guy who got caught dredging, and they took his dredge and everything like that. But since he was part of AMRA, his fight was paid for by AMRA, and him, the guy Shannon, who's the owner, is like I said, a lawyer, and he fought and got him all his equipment back and everything. And so being a part of AMRA is pretty cool. If you get caught up,
That's awesome.
help you out. Yeah. So because
there's only one place I know.
mine, seriously, he is really fighting for our rights to mine and to dredge again. So it's good to try to get put your money towards something that's going to hopefully change an unfair thing for us small dredgers.
So your sister's not here right now, so I can ask you, what's the best part about working as a team with your sister, with your twin?
There's that unspoken language, like if you need something, she kind of already knows what, if I need a screwdriver or I need, some seal tape or something, we're working together and we kind of just bounce off each other like that. It's really cohesive and I like it. It's fun. I'm with my best friend. I'm with my sister. She has my back, and we work as a team. When we're done dredging, we split it up evenly, and that is what it is. We don't.
That's my best minding buddy.
Well, and that's it.
And Trav too when he shows up.
Nice.
Yep.
I only show up. I have to cross an international border to get to you.
From Kunikistan.
I'm very also I feel that I have a connection with gold, and I think gold miners do. And if I didn't find that nugget and I bring my friend along and he finds it on my claim, I don't say give me that or whatever, because I've been over that spot 5 times and I didn't freaking find it. It was meant for him, and I'm not going to take it from him. You know what I mean? And gold is magical, and I totally believe in that type of stuff too. So
Oh yeah, it's my favorite is me and Nick and Travis are in a gold club and here in Montana, and we're getting new guys. Nick had a gem show, and we kind of promoted the gold club,
or the gold club, yeah.
And we had, for our first meeting last weekend, we had a bunch of people that showed up, newbies that didn't know anything, and they are stoked.
Well, we all started somewhere, and if anyone is interested in it, I'm down to show people. I mean, I've showed someone, a female friend of mine, and she paid her light bill with it, so in this economy, my friends, if they're struggling, come on, I'll show you, so you can go get that, because that's what I feel like, that's what it's about,
Yeah.
I
do 2 panning events for our local mineral society.
Nice.
Every year to help teach kids and even new to the hobby adults on what to do.
I'm doing my first one in 2 weeks. It's my first gem and mineral show with Kelly for everything.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun seeing the little new panners or little kids, and you flip it back, and I always toss it back a little quick, and there's no gold in here, and they're like, wait, and give that last flip, and they can see the gold, and then I shuffle it back, and they're like going, oh
yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. You see their eyes light up. My sister, she worked at the Marshall Kids Discovery Camp, and so she was working with kids for some time. It was just really funny because she had to do a play, and she had to sing these songs for the kids. It was so cute. She's like, go penning. You're like,
I'm not singing.
Yeah,
Nick, no.
She wasn't that comfortable with it either, but she really liked teaching the kids. So yeah, she did that for a little bit. I thought it was so fun. Watch her do that, you know.
I
Your kids
actually,
do it too?
Yeah, my kids like to go out. My daughter is a lot like me, and she just loves to be outside and to be in nature and catching lizards and like the kid thing, and she
No.
loves to come along with us, But if I'm going to a new spot, I don't take them until I know, how the terrain is, what's out there, stuff like that.
makes sense.
As
Oh
soon
yeah.
Yeah, as soon as it's ready, they're like, okay, can we go now? Is it okay? It's like, yeah, let's go. So yeah, they like it.
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Yeah, my husband not so much. He not so much. I mean, he will get out there, but he's like, I'll just watch the kids or whatever.
So, yeah, I guess that makes another good transition. How supportive is your family, extended family, immediate family with all of your adventures?
Pretty supportive. Yeah, my husband, he works for Apple. He played professional baseball and then he messed up his wrist. He was born in London and he played for the Olympic trials and stuff. So he gets and understands the passion for things. But so now he works for Apple and he gets to work at home and have his own schedule. So if I want to go somewhere, he's all fine with it. He's like, okay, fine. I have kids. We've been together for 18 years, so he's my best friend, and yeah, I couldn't do it without him. So he's awesome.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, no, how it goes.
Sounds
yeah.
very familiar.
But
If you
he
could
gets
go-
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
If you
he
could
also
go-
does music too. So he does music, and I did music, and we just support each other when it comes. Because when he went to play for Great Britain, I had to stay home, and stuff, and which was fine with me. I'm like, yeah, go, bye, go live your dream. I'll be right here,
Yeah.
So cheering
That's
him
right.
on. And that's what it's about. So I'm fortunate to have a good supportive family that understand following your passion, and that's what life is about.
It's so important to have a good support network.
Oh yeah. It's kind of hard though being females in this because like I'll go to events and get to talking to people and then I'll go, okay, well, let's go mining, and they'll go, well, my wife probably won't like me going. I'm like, this sucks. Nobody's wife is like, what though? Like, can you tell her to come along? Like,
Exactly.
hard to have like
or you're a girl, you can't shovel fast enough, or
yeah, and it was the same thing in the music industry too. Us being female, I play the bass guitar and sing lead vocals and stuff, and same thing with that. It was like, oh, they're girls, they're not as good as us, or whatever. And unfortunately, some people have that, and I'm not trying to be,
that's stigma.
I just want to go find gold,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's it, so that's hard,
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of like my wife. She always screams at me, dig faster. I need more dirt. I need to run more stuff through the sluice box. Dig faster. Dig faster.
That's nice. That's what's up.
She's my mind boss.
Yeah. She gives you that motivation, that extra.
No, that's not a motivation. It's do it now, honey.
About her
Takes
side.
me to a new level.
So Carol's asking, is Greenland the only other country that you have found gold in?
Well, yes, but my sister and I are leaving tomorrow. We're going to Costa Rica, and it's going to be a gold mission, just the personal one for us to to go out there and see what we can find. So
That's
Wow.
cool.
How did that come about? You guys just decided to go to
well, my
DI?
sister she does crypto mining and the crypto thing, and so she we have a birthday coming up and we're turning 50, and she wanted to do something on our birthday, and but we might be filming for something else. So she said, let's go somewhere before we go, to celebrate, just in case if we're out there too long and can't celebrate on our birthday. And then next thing I know, she's like, "We're going to Costa Rica. You have 4 days. This is where we're going. This is where they find gold." And I was like, "Okay, sounds great to me." So this will be our first journey, outside of the country to look for gold on our own. But yeah, I'm excited.
Well, that's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be
That's
fun.
amazing.
What is your dream place to go prospecting for gold?
Australia.
Like
Yeah,
Australia?
me too.
Australia. Yeah. It's just the big old spiders they have out there.
Those
There's
huntsmen.
a lot of things that want to beat you up and kill you out there. So it's like, I don't know, but I would go anyway. I'm just brave like that. Screw it. Let's go.
Let's see, I don't like big old spiders, so that's why I said New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those little face huggers are friendly, they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
Too
okay.
friendly, I'm sure.
I'm going to New Zealand. I'm going to New Zealand. See you later.
I don't like my
Hey.
spiders that friendly.
Always in
fast
my
as those damn
videos,
things
I
are.
had a disclaimer saying if you're arachnophobic, turn away now.
Oh, man,
Right.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, I really don't want to, but if I have to, I guess I'm gonna have to fight a spider. I guess I'm just gonna have to do that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight it.
So I have to. I want the gold. I want the
I
gold.
would be more worried about those scorpions at night with the people that
Yeah.
walk around with the opals and stuff. You know what I mean?
Dump your shoes out, you're fine.
The black light, if you have that light, a black light with you, they glow. You'll be all right.
True.
I've ran into a few out here, so yeah. As long as you have that.
We
light.
don't have those here. That's nice and cold up here.
So where are you now? You're in California?
Yeah, Northern California. I live in Yuba City, and my sister lives
Okay.
yeah. So, which is Sacramento. So we're about an hour apart from each other in Northern California.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
If
Sacramento. So yeah, you're just above the Yuba area then, huh?
Yeah, I live in Yuba. My sister lives in Sacramento.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had to be where, close to gold just in case. And not too long ago, I was digging for my garden and I was like, this is dirt. Maybe I should just see what's in it. And I actually had a few specks in there, so I was happy about
Get out the high banker.
it. Right? I need a new swimming pool.
Yeah.
exactly.
Right?
Oh goodness.
Get
What
the
was
kids out with their, little Easter buckets, and bring it over.
Yes. Well, actually, a funny story. In Sacramento, the River Cats baseball field. They're now the A's, I believe. I think they just transitioned to the A's field or whatever, and so they redid the whole field, right? And during the process, and the A's, the field is right by Sacramento River. So during them digging it up and stuff like that, they found gold, and not just a little bit, a good amount. And so they wanted to rename the team the Gold Diggers.
Oh,
This happened recently, but the marketing team didn't understand the assignment because I guess the first commercial was like girls trying to get gold from the players or some weird sexist thing or something. I haven't seen the commercial, but supposedly people are like, no, you can't do that. You can't have gold diggers. Nah. So now they're not called that. But in the off season, supposedly they're going to open up the field and have a pay dig there. That's how much gold is in there.
Oh
So
wow.
if that's true, that'll be fun.
That
Yeah.
would be cool.
Yeah.
well,
Fun.
that was kind of like our little baseball team here in Montana was the osprey. We had ospreys sitting on the power lines, and they'd fly around during the game. It was awesome. And they were called the ospreys. And then all of a sudden they wanted to rename it. Now they're the paddle heads. And
After a moose.
yeah. And it's like, really, we have ospreys sitting, off the third baseline or second baseline. You know what I mean?
Moose.
And
Where's the moose?
yeah,
You don't see them here. You see bears.
yeah, we're
before you
not
see
having a
moose.
moose running down,
Yeah,
our.
exactly.
And yeah, I was a little upset about that. You know what I mean?
Yes, no, I get it.
And they even had cameras that they set up where you could watch the osprey, hatch their eggs.
Oh,
They
that's
still
And-
do. You can still watch it.
Oh yeah,
cool.
and they changed it to the paddle heads. I'm like, really?
It's minor league baseball. That's what happens. I grew up in Great
Yeah, I
Falls. I
know,
watched that
but-
team change names like 5 times.
Yeah.
Now they're the Voyagers, little fuzzy alien running around their stadium.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Kids like it.
Beep, 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 beep.
I like to ask this question to every guest. What's on your bucket list?
For like
Prospecting. Where would you like to go?
Australia.
Oh yeah.
I want to go. I want to go with meet up with Vogus and Gadsy and go with them. That's my bucket list.
Australia would be great, or like I wish I can go to Africa and get the gold out there because I know it's probably beautiful, but that's not gonna happen. So it's just so hard to get it out, and it's just a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, those would be my two. I would love to go to Africa and find some gold. I think that would be cool. But Australia is probably more realistic.
Yep.
Totally.
If someone living with adverse health conditions or disabilities wanted to get into prospecting, what kind of advice would you give them to get into it?
I think where there's a will, there's a way, and gold is found in places where I'm sure he can find it, or they can find it. You know what I mean? Like, if that, I strongly believe that there's a will, there's a way. You can do anything. That's
Absolutely.
what I believe.
And
Well,
100%.
on the other hand, I would say, you know what? Get a reputable dealer. And if you're gonna, postal prospect, get something that's guaranteed.
Yep.
yeah.
Garage prospecting. It's a good way to get started, especially if you can't get out there.
And learn to
Yeah.
pan. That's the
Then,
biggest thing. Learn to pan.
Yeah, I think on the end, I do get, a bag here and there just because I can't get out and I get that fever and I just want to pan something, So,
Right.
yeah, definitely.
We all do.
Yeah. Or an extra bucket that I still have out there, a few, buckets out there. I'll save that for panning, for the winter, that's what I do too. So
That's right.
I have a few buckets outside. I should probably pan.
Well, we're going to wind this live stream down. I got one final question for you. Do you have any tips and tricks that you'd like to share for new prospectors or the younger generation that are coming up replacing this?
I would just say trust your instincts and listen to the old timers. Watch as many old timer videos that you can. People who are well seasoned in their detecting, in their craft, whichever one, whatever one that they decide to do, whether it's detecting or dredging or whatever. Just do some homework. Just do your homework. Yeah, and then get out there and go get it.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
And I gotta say, I love that banner behind you. That is
Yeah, I
wicked.
love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wicked artwork. I love it. Love
Thank
it,
you.
love it.
Thanks, Carl.
Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for coming up.
Oh,
we'll
it's my
definitely
pleasure. Great talking to you
we'll
guys.
have you back up with your sister next time. We'll
Okay.
figure out the technical difficulties. And,
Yeah.
We always have those intermittently.
anyways,
That's all right.
It happened.
It happens.
Oh yeah.
It's fun anyway. Yeah. You'll have to join the party next time.
Right. I'm gonna put the link. We're gonna head backstage. The link is in the chat if you guys want to come backstage and ask Tiffany some questions. Keep it PG though, or we're gonna boot you. Yeah. With that, have a good night, everybody. Oh, hang on. I got one announcement I got to share with everybody.
Oh,
We have a special guest next week again, and it is this fellow here, Mr. Mike Pung.
Nice.
oh, Mike Pung's coming back up.
Nice.
Awesome.
I've met him in Dallas.
Yeah.
Well,
So he will be joining us from somewhere on the road because he's, Mike Pung. He's a busy guy.
yeah. He's everywhere. He's kind of like dog poop everywhere.
He's nothing like dog poop. He's nothing like dog poop. Let's
Well,
get that
he's
down.
everywhere. You know what I mean?
No. I have dogs, and their dog crap is cleaned up. Mike Pung is a visionary. A visionary, a legend, a myth. We're going to end it there before Stacy, the short bus rider, gets us in shit.
We love you, Mike Pung.
All
I
right.
hope he's not watching.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
All right. Sorry.
As always, same bat time.
He's
same bat
everywhere.
He's everywhere. All right, guys. Thank
All
you,
right,
Tiffany, Kimberly.
Thank you. Thank
Cool.
you.
channel. Thanks again. Peace out,
Hit the
everybody.
like button,
Yeah.
please. Share,
Have a
like,
good
and subscribe.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yep.